guys, hope you're doing well. I've been meaning to do this video for a while. Forgive me, my voice may crap out at points. Still getting over this cold, but I do believe that, this video has to come out and it's time for me to talk about this subject, which is the fact that we are always changing and growing and evolving. And that is something that, of course, many of us already know, and it's like, yeah, that's common facts, you know what I mean? It's nothing new, but, this has been coming up for me in quite a few conversations with many different people and many different walks of life and every gender, and so I really think that this will hopefully be able to help people no matter what your age or race or gender or whatever, because we're all going through the same thing. So what I want to really start talking about today is the fact that we change. So think about, who you used to be. I think sometimes we do that, and sometimes it's in a negative way, and sometimes it's in a positive way. When I look back and reminisce, on my childhood, or just when I was younger, and I look at old pictures, or even pictures from, say, a year ago, a lot of things run through my mind, and I'm sure it does for you too. And, it's fine to look back and say, wow, look how far I've come, and positive things like that. But I think naturally as humans we often criticize ourselves, or we want to be like we used to be. We either, it's either that or the opposite side of the spectrum where we're like, I don't want anything to do with that version of me that I used to be. But I'm going to run with the example of I wish I looked like I used to, or I wish I acted like I used to. Because this is what's been coming up for people that I've been talking to. And I think it's so important to embrace who we are in the now. And who we are in the now changes every single minute of every single day. It really does. And it's funny because it's like, if you think about it in this way, if you're always changing and growing and evolving, so is everyone else, and everyone else that you're in a relationship with. So it's like, do you really think that you know people as well as you do? Because it's so easy to say, I know that person better than they know themselves. And I just don't even think that I would express something like that anymore, whereas maybe 5 years ago I would have. Because we're always changing and growing and evolving, and half the time we don't even know who we are in the present. So how, do you expect to know everybody inside and out all the time? We're always, like I said, growing, changing, evolving. So if you find yourself either looking back and really wanting to be more like who you were, or if you're looking back and saying, I am glad I'm not that person anymore, or if you're sitting here in the present saying, I don't know who I am anymore, or I don't recognize myself, or I'm not happy with what I'm doing, or how I'm acting, or how I look. If you're in any kind of state like that, which is what I think all of these things stem down to, and they boil down to, it's this kind of identity crisis. And the message that I want to share is that, we really don't have to get stressed out or worried if we find ourselves in a place where we don't know who we are in the present. And that's a lot easier said than done, because I think our automatic reaction is like, if I don't know who I am, then what am I doing with my life? And, blah, 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 blah. It just spirals. And that's why we look to the past, to try to find some sort of definition of who we are. But think about how much time has passed since whatever event happened in your life, or, that old picture that you took however many years ago. Think about how much has changed since then, how much you've shed since then, how your life has progressed since then, and I guarantee you, you've changed a lot as a person, and it's okay to not be who you used to be. And even if you think that you are a lot like you used to be in a positive way, you've still changed a lot. There may be some common traits that you still hold within you because they're part of your character, but guaranteed you've gone through things that have strengthened you and that have changed who you are. And my point being, getting back to the point, is if you are feeling some sort of loss of identity, take this as a positive thing, because I think we all do get to this point every once in a while, and you may get to this point multiple times in your life. And what I've been finding over the past few weeks is that I was looking at myself, just like everyone else I've been talking to that's going through this right now. It's kind of crazy. And, I was trying to make myself look like I used to. I have a couple of examples. One, I have old clothes of mine that still fit me from, 5-6 years ago, because I've always been a petite person. That's just naturally how my body is. And so I do have a lot of clothes from a long time ago, but I don't feel the need to wear a lot of them, even though they fit, because they don't fit who I am anymore. So style-wise, expression, how you express yourself changes, how you want to present yourself to the world changes, and that's okay. I was talking to one of my girlfriends about this as well, and we were talking about hair. And I think we both used to have long hair, and then as soon as we cut our hair, it was very liberating and rejuvenating. But at the same time, if you get to a point where you want to grow your hair out again, then everyone's so accustomed to, your short hair, and everyone has their opinions of, well, you look better with short hair, or you look better with long hair, or why did you dye your hair that color? And, you get so caught up in what other people think. And not only that, but how that feeds into how you feel about yourself. And that's just a reflection of how you feel about yourself. It's so easy for you to think, oh yeah, I used to look good at this point when I used to dress like this, or I had my hair like this. And when you start to change internally, you just typically change externally as well. And not only with your physical body, but your room. Like if you move things around in your apartment or in your house, the energy shifts and changes. It's the same for your body. It's the same for physical space. Things change, and it is okay to change. And it's kind of fun to explore, but it's also a little bit scary to let go of what you've always known, who you've always been, what you've, always lived with, or who you've always been around. So it's just interesting how one little thing like your haircut or your hair color or how you dress, these little things really do sometimes get lost with your worth and your identity. And so anyway, I was looking at myself over the past few weeks, and my life has definitely been changing a lot in every aspect, but I was also looking at myself saying, wow, like I am growing out my hair for the first time in probably like 5 years, which is a crazy change for me. And it sounds so silly, but being, I've been so used to cutting my hair in the same haircut year after year, because when I first cut my hair, I was letting go of a lot in my life, and it was a very liberating experience. So I kind of want to hang on to that, but at the same time, I'm hanging on to so much in my short haircut, that I don't want to let go of. So it's just really interesting. So just remember, this is the main message anyway for today. Just remember that when you feel like you don't know who you are, see it as a miracle. See it as a positive thing. And see it as a fresh start, because that just means that you are starting brand new. That means that you get to create who you are in this now moment. And if you don't know who you are in this now moment, that's awesome, because you get to create whoever you want to be, whatever you want to look like, however you want to act. And I think it's a good thing if you don't know who that is, because that means you haven't been this person before. So, that's such a liberating thing, because if you just keep going back to like who you used to be, you might actually get caught up in old patterns and repeating habits that you used to, that you've like repeated forever, and what's the point of that in life? Just repeating the same stuff all over, the same emotional traumas, like the same problems at work, the same relationship problems, the same outfit, your outward appearance. Why not change inside and out, and give that a go, and stop worrying about what other people think, and do what makes you happy, and be okay with not knowing who you are, because who you are always changes. Your soul will always be the same, and it will always be illuminating love, and that's what I mean by being the same. You will always be love, you will always be light, and you will always be worthy, and you will always be divine, and you will always be growing and changing, and you're here in this physical body to experience beautiful things and to enjoy different stages and different phases. So that's just what I wanted to offer today, is just this idea that it's okay if your mind, your logical mind, your ego doesn't know who you are, because that means that you have a clean slate. Girl, I was going to say, you have a clean slate, girl, but this could also be for guys as well. You really do have a clean slate. You're starting fresh, you're starting brand new. You don't have any guidelines of what you have to look like or where you have to go, or, things are brand new. And sometimes it's tough to let go of the old, but like I said, a brand new start is a beautiful, beautiful thing. And I just think it's so liberating to go with the flow. And you know what, if you don't like something about your new appearance or your new habits or your new way of acting and behaving, then you can always alter them as well. And you can take things from the past and keep the good, light love lessons, the good qualities that you want to take from the past, bring them forward and leave the rest behind. And, I'm not saying you have to abandon everything from your past and who you used to be. Like I said, your core values will likely be the same, and your soul will always be light and love, like I said. So I just want to offer that to the world, because I know how hard it is to change things emotionally, and when they start to change physically, and it's just crazy. Things will definitely shift and alter, change in every single aspect of your life on all these different planes, and sometimes it's a little overwhelming. But have fun, be creative, be who you want to be in this now moment, and even if you don't know who that is, just do what feels right to you. Be kind to yourself and be kind to others, and try to express yourself in a fun, new way, and be okay with going with it. And you can change it and alter it at any time. You're the one writing the script, remember? I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Just wanted to do this quick, well, I guess it's not that quick, but whatever. I just wanted to do a little video for you today. And yeah, I'll see you soon. Bye.